I'm VFL Chris Brown. Experience the VW brand proudly being produced in the great state of Tennessee. Harper Volkswagen is a proud partner of Tennessee Athletics. Go Vols!
Business can't afford the downtime that comes with a leaky roof. So whether you need a repair or a replacement, count on the professionals from McGuire Roofing and Construction. Your protection is our passion. We service and sell all types of roofs and have worked with some of East Tennessee's most recognized names. We have 25 years of experience and free inspection estimates, plus best in business warranties. Put an end to your roofing problems today by calling McGuire Roofing and Construction.
Welcome back into the live ball. Paige Dauer now joined here with Trey Wallace of Outkick. Trey, I am actually so happy to have you on the show with us today, so thank you so much.
Having a good time this morning, so good to be with you guys.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, obviously being like a national writer, I want to get your perspective on what you've noticed from the Georgia Bulldogs so far this season. I know there's been a lot of talk about maybe Gunnar Stockton and how he hasn't really utilized his arm. You could even go to the 47-yard touchdown pass to Zachariah Branch, and a lot of that is because of what Branch did with his legs. What have you seen from the passing game from Georgia so far?
Yeah, when you look back to the Austin P game, something that threw me off is they threw the ball more than 30 times against Austin P. It still only scored 28 points. I think that goes to show you Kirby Smart and the offense, they're still trying to work out the kinks when it comes to the downfield throwing from Gunnar Stockton. I think the biggest thing in talking with some folks at Georgia over the last couple of weeks is he going to be ready for the moment? I know that he came in against Texas in the SEC championship game and whatnot, and you saw a little bit of playoffs, but I still think that Gunnar Stockton has a lot to prove. And for his first true road game, going on the road at Neyland Stadium is going to be a very tough environment, obviously. So can he get on the same page with Colby Young? Can he get on the same page with Zachariah Branch for them at wide receiver? To me, they're going to try to stretch Tennessee out a little bit deep, especially with Ricky Gibson not being available for Tennessee and Gerard McCoy. So I'm fascinated to see what they try to dial up on offense, because this will be really Gunner's first true test as a quarterback at Georgia.
Yeah, what I find interesting, Trey, is that when you go back to the last handful of matchups with Tennessee and Georgia, it's how Georgia's utilized the tight end position. I mean, especially when Brock Bowers was there his 2 seasons, he was leading the team in receiving yards. We've not seen that from Oscar Delp up until this point. Does that change this weekend?
Yeah, I mean, they're going to try. They're going to try to hit Tennessee across the middle if they can. That's going to be big on Arian Carter at defense to try to lock down the middle zone. But at the same time, it's all about what Gunnar Stockton's going to have in the flat, who's also going to be his 5-10 yard out that he can rely on. Tennessee's going to bring a lot of pressure. They're going to try to confuse him. And look, Georgia hasn't played a defense, obviously, with their first 2 opponents like Tennessee. So when you really break it down here, yeah, I think the tight end position will be key, but I also think Tennessee is good enough at the linebacker position to be able to control that. So, again, it's how much can you spread Tennessee's defensive around and get somebody open.
And the way that the first couple of games has looked for Georgia, they've really gone heavy on the run game. I know maybe there's more passing yards, but they hand it off more than they try to throw it. So when you look at it from that perspective, who on defense for Tennessee really has the pressure and maybe slowing down what Georgia wants to do in the run game?
I think it's absolutely going to have to be Arian Carter at linebacker. I think that, sure, Tennessee can throw 4 or 5 in the box, have Arian Carter even try to slip off the edge. If you look at Georgia's been doing running the ball lately, a lot of it's more to the outside than it is to the inside. So to me, it's how can you fill those gaps? So, looking at it, Tennessee's going to drop a corner or 2 and try to come in and potentially stop the running game with more in the box or hide somebody and sneak somebody in. So I honestly think this is a game for Carter. He's a guy that can go side to side. And I think at the same time, you've got to be Tennessee's defensive line's got to be able to fill the gaps here. And I think if they do that, they'll have success. But as we've seen over the last number of years, the way Georgia has beaten Tennessee is running the football. And I think, even last year when they did it with backups against Tennessee, and in the SEC, you're never really a backup if you're a running back. But at the same time, I just look at what Tennessee has on defense compared to what Georgia has on the offensive line, and maybe Tennessee takes a little advantage here of the situation.
And you are so well traveled when it comes to the college football season. You were at the Texas-Ohio State game to start the 2025 season. You've been around great environments, but what makes the Neyland effect and Neyland Stadium so different that maybe is going to rattle Gunnar Stockton a little bit in this matchup?
Yeah, it's one of the crazy. I would imagine this is going to rival the Oklahoma game from 10 years ago with Baker. I think the Alabama game in 2022, that was a monkey off Tennessee fans' back. I think that whole environment. Look, what makes Tennessee special is while it might not be the loudest stadium every single game, whenever there's a big time game in town, nothing rivals what Tennessee does. It doesn't. I was in Columbus. I was in Norman for Oklahoma, Michigan, and I always compare it to Tennessee in a sense, or Death Valley in Baton Rouge. And I think that at the same time, this is going to be such a test for Gunnar Stockton because when you have 102,000 people going absolutely crazy, and sure, Georgia's probably going to bring around 5,000-6,000 fans. That's what their allotment is, and they're kind of happy. But it's such a dangerous environment, and to me, that's what stands out. I've talked to a couple of quarterbacks over the last few weeks that has played in Neyland Stadium, and the biggest thing is, okay, first you got to get your defense lined up, and then you got to figure out what the heck you're going to call, and being able to get that in from the sideline because it's so hard to hear in helmets. I was told by some of these quarterbacks that it's going to be fascinating because Tennessee's, I think, entire environment from start to finish, there is no letdown with the fans. So that's what I think tomorrow Tennessee holds an advantage, obviously, in the situation here. But yeah, it will be loud, and I look forward to it because that's what made college football so great. And I think Tennessee fans can have a say in what happens tomorrow, and that's going to be on third downs. That's going to be on even 1st and 15s when they get Georgia backed up, maybe on a false start. So, yeah, I look for it to be a spectacle tomorrow inside Neyland Stadium.
So all of that being said, Trey, before we let you go, who are you taking in this game, and do you have a score prediction yet?
Yeah, I think I've gone back and forth on this all week long, and the problem is it's the same way that I felt with Tennessee, Alabama before they broke the streak. Okay. It's like, okay, do you have to go with Alabama until Tennessee actually does it? I think in this situation with Georgia, I do have question marks on the offense. I think the defense and the secondary will be tested. And I think Tennessee, Joey Aguilar, the good thing about his situation is he's been through these types of games before. Maybe not Georgia, Tennessee level, but he has the experience as a quarterback, and Tennessee's running game as well could be able to offset it. So going back and forth all week, I'm actually going to take Tennessee 27-14 over Georgia tomorrow. I think that they come out and extend Georgia's defense in the secondary with Joey Aguilar, and they test him with the Vols wide receivers. And at the end of the day, that could probably be completely screwed up, and Georgia might score 21 points. But at the end, I do think Tennessee wins tomorrow against Georgia and pulls them out upset.
Yeah, I kind of like that too because I'm taking Tennessee 27-20. So maybe not by a couple of scores, but I'm thinking one touchdown. Dre, I appreciate your time.
Yes, absolutely. Y'all have a great day. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. All right, well, that was week 3 of the live ball. We'll have so much more coming up next week and through the weekend for post-game reactions following what will hopefully be that one-score touchdown win over the Georgia Bulldogs. We'll talk to you guys later this weekend.
Welcome to Live Ball, presented by Harper Volkswagen. Here are your hosts, Paige Dauer and Todd Kelly Jr.
I'm VFL Chris Brown. Experience the VW brand proudly being produced in the great state of Tennessee. Harper Volkswagen is a proud partner of Tennessee Athletics. Go Vols!
Your business can't afford the downtime that comes with a leaky roof. So whether you need a repair or a replacement, count on the professionals from McGuire Roofing and Construction. Your protection is our passion. We service and sell all types of roofs and have worked with some of East Tennessee's most recognized names. We have 25 years of experience and free inspection estimates, plus best in business warranties. Put an end to your roofing problems today by calling McGuire Roofing and Construction.